The history of East Tennessee begins with the Smoky Mountains, and the stories of its people begin in the church.
Well, religion was very important in all of the communities in the Smokies, Cataloochee, Cosby. You kind of list any community name, and there are cemeteries or churches associated with all of those. And they were very important in shaping that community and giving it its identity.
An identity that remains today. Of all the churches built in Cades Cove, 3 still stand. The Primitive Baptist Church, the Missionary Baptist Church, and the Cades Cove Methodist Church.
Originally, of course, the churches met in homes because you wouldn't waste valuable time and resources building a building that you're only going to use once a week or once a month in some cases.
But as communities grew, so did congregations. Soon services moved from homes to chapels. Each one beautiful, each one unique. Like the Missionary Baptist Sunlit Alcove, or the doors on the Methodist Church.
They used an old pattern of a building, and it was a congregation that the women sat on one side and the men sat on the other, and the Methodists didn't do that. But if you look at the Methodist building, it has 2 separate front doors.
The mid-1800s brought war to East Tennessee. Lines were drawn. Loyalties divided. Buildings once filled with song fell silent.
So in Cades Cove, you had strong Unionists. You had others who were with the Confederacy. And that division caused some real problems in the Cove, just among families. But it was a problem among the churches, because you had people that felt both ways, and all of the churches in the Cove quit having regular worship services during the Civil War.
But the churches survived, and over time came to prosper. Marking every celebration and every loss.
Funerals were very important, but the church itself performed a role because the bells could be heard long distances. And there are memories of people who remember that you would ring the bell and ring and ring and ring, and that would kind of get everybody's attention. And then there would be a pause, and then the person's age would be told. And so that way you could almost figure out who it was that had died, because you kind of knew everybody around and who went to what church. And so if the Primitive Baptist Church bell's ringing, you kind of knew who was there and go from that. The cemeteries are really a history book of the park's human history. You go along and you see names that you recognize. Oliver, Gregory Ball, the Gregorys are buried here in this one. And you look at some of the park names that are preserved, and these are the people they were named for. I think that people that live here always have a sense of the holy. When you look around at the mountains, you think of some of the scriptures that are very important. I will lift up my eyes to the hills. The kinds of things that people read in the Bible. And they couldn't help but respond to the beauty of this place by making some sacred, special places that they set aside for that. And I think that just shows their connection to the land and to their sense of a creator that made such a wonderful place as this.